Breaking news! We have some news about the start of the week for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but before we get into the details, I want to hear from you. Do you think we'll beat the Panthers next Thursday? If so, hit the like button. If not, hit the dislike button. Either way, comment your opinion below. Now, let's get to today's news. The Pittsburgh Steelers might be on the brink of addressing one of their most critical depth concerns at the wide receiver position, and all signs are pointing toward Gabe Davis being the next man up in black and gold. For the second time this offseason, Davis is making his way to Pittsburgh, and this visit could be the one that seals the deal. The buzz around the team is growing louder, and fans should be paying close attention because this signing might happen as soon as tomorrow. Let's start with the situation that opened this door again. Davis, a 26-year-old free agent receiver, originally visited the Steelers earlier this offseason but left without a contract due to concerns stemming from a significant knee injury he suffered last year while playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The injury raised red flags during his first physical in Pittsburgh, leading the team to pass for the time being. But he's back now, and if this second evaluation shows improvement, it's likely that Omar Khan won't hesitate to pull the trigger this time. Davis brings a lot to the table, especially for a Steelers team that needs insurance behind DK Metcalf. Standing at 6'2" and weighing 225 pounds, Davis is a physical receiver with legitimate deep threat capabilities, averaging over 16.5 yards per catch during his final seasons in Buffalo. His nickname Big Game Gabe wasn't earned by accident. He delivered in high-stakes playoff moments with the Bills, frequently connecting with Josh Allen on explosive downfield strikes. But for all his potential as a game-breaker, there are clear weaknesses. Davis struggles with consistency in contested catch situations and has a history of drops. Despite his size, he's not a natural 50-50 ball winner, and his limited route tree means he's not going to be a reliable short or intermediate option. However, his speed, elite run-blocking ability, and vertical stretch potential make him a perfect fit as a backup X-receiver, especially in Arthur Smith's scheme, which emphasizes physicality and blocking from its pass catchers. So what does this potential signing really mean for the Steelers' wide receiver room? As it stands, DK Metcalf, Roman Wilson, and Calvin Austin III form the top trio. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler recently reported that the Steelers view Wilson as a starting caliber receiver, and Austin has already flashed enough potential as a WR3 to warrant trust from the coaching staff. That leaves the WR4 spot wide open, and Gabe Davis is an ideal fit for it. He provides depth behind Metcalf without threatening the roles of Wilson or Austin and fits seamlessly into a situational rotation. In fact, if Metcalf were to miss time, Davis could step into that X-receiver role immediately. If Wilson were to get injured, Davis's blocking ability would make him the early down fill-in, while Scotty Miller would likely handle the passing down snaps. In the event that Austin is sidelined, Miller again would take over, as his skill set fits the slot and short area quickness demands better than Davis's. This usage plan gives the Steelers a plug-and-play option with Davis while maintaining continuity across the offense. Now let's address the question on everyone's mind. Why not target someone like Amari Cooper instead? The answer lies in fit, cost, and role expectations. Cooper is the superior receiver on paper, no doubt, but his unwillingness to block and likely desire for a full-time role don't align with Pittsburgh's offensive identity. Arthur Smith demands physicality from his wideouts, especially in run support, and Cooper's reputation as a reluctant blocker doesn't do him any favors. More importantly, signing Cooper would mean bumping either Roman Wilson or Calvin Austin III down the depth chart, something the Steelers clearly aren't prepared to do right now. They want to see what these two young players can bring to the table, and rightly so. From a roster-building perspective, Davis is the better fit. He can be had on a veteran minimum deal, doesn't disrupt the current wide receiver hierarchy, and directly addresses the team's most glaring vulnerability, depth behind DK Metcalf. If the Steelers get a clean medical report, don't be surprised if Gabe Davis is officially wearing the black and gold before the week is out. Now, shifting to the tight end group, a core strength of this team in 2025, the Steelers are poised to lean heavily on their trio of Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, and Jonnu Smith. This unit might be the most strategically important component of Arthur Smith's offense. Pittsburgh led the league in 13 personnel, 3 tight end sets, last season, and with an upgraded room this year, that trend is only expected to intensify. Each tight end brings something unique to the field. Jonnu Smith as the YAC-heavy, big slot style player, Freiermuth as a possession receiver with inline blocking capability, and Washington as a physical mauler with red zone upside. Together, they give Pittsburgh unmatched flexibility to dictate matchups. These formations are going to force opposing defenses to stay heavy, slowing them down and opening lanes for Jalen Warren and Metcalf to thrive in space. It's the antithesis of the pass-happy, finesse approach used by teams like Kansas City and Buffalo, and that's exactly the point. The Steelers want to impose their will, dominate the line of scrimmage, and win with physicality. This strategy is key for maximizing a one-year Super Bowl window with Aaron Rodgers under center. Pittsburgh doesn't want to play the same game as the league's offensive juggernauts. Instead, they'll look to control tempo, wear down defenses, and use their tight end depth and blocking wideouts like Davis to open up the field in calculated moments. With all that in mind, what do you think, Steelers Nation? Is Gabe Davis the right addition to this wide receiver room? Should the Steelers go all in on a physical, smash-mouth offensive identity? Let me know in the comments. Let's keep going, Steelers Nation. The addition of Gabe Davis, while not the kind of blockbuster move that makes national headlines, could be exactly the type of savvy depth signing that keeps a season from derailing. And in an offense that's increasingly being built around tactical flexibility and physicality, Davis fits like a glove, assuming that knee checks out. Now, don't forget what happened with Rock Taylor. The undrafted free agent out of Memphis was cut this week, despite being one of the more impressive camp standouts. He flashed real potential with his downfield catching ability, and quarterback Will Howard frequently praised his knack for tracking the deep ball during drills in Latrobe. There was legitimate hope that Taylor might sneak onto the practice squad, offering the kind of developmental upside teams love to stash. But that hope came to an end when the Steelers released him, signaling that the front office may not view him as a long-term option despite his flashes. That move, combined with the potential addition of Davis, shows exactly how calculated the Steelers are being when it comes to shaping this receiver room. It's not just about upside or camp hype. It's about system fit, reliability, and blocking. Davis checks those boxes better than Taylor did at this stage. And if Davis does sign, expect to see him involved in specific packages, short yardage, red zone, and those 13 personnel groupings where his blocking can shine. He's not a star, but he's a role player with a very clear purpose. We also got a few roster tweaks beyond the WR room this week. The Steelers released linebacker Devin Harper and defensive tackle Braden Fehoko, two players who had been fighting for fringe spots. In their place, the team added long snapper Jake McQuaid, due to injury concerns with Christian Kuntz, quarterback Cam Alexander, and offensive tackle Julian Pearl, a former Browns project. None of these additions are likely to be major impact players, but McQuaid in particular could be critical if Kuntz can't return by week 1. Speaking of injuries, we finally got a little bit of positive news regarding Calvin Austin III. After missing 2 weeks of practice with an abdominal issue, he returned to the field in limited capacity, even fielding punts during the session. That's a good sign he's trending toward being ready for week 1 against the Jets. The Steelers are hopeful, but aren't rushing things, especially considering his role in this offense and the chemistry they'll need to build with Aaron Rodgers. So now it's your turn, Steelers Nation. With everything we just laid out, do you buy into this vision? Does Gabe Davis make sense as the next man up at wide receiver? Are you on board with the tight end heavy, physical identity Arthur Smith is building here in Pittsburgh? Drop your takes in the comments, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, click that like icon, and check out the next video that's on your screen right now. The latest Steelers updates? You'll only find them right here.